Who's right about these new albums, music critics or music fans? With this new Tate McRae album, both fans and critics seem to think that this thing is solid, and I don't necessarily disagree. I'd probably side with the fans on this one because I think it's closer to a 6 than a 7. I don't think there's anything glaringly bad about it besides some lyrical moments, and yeah, the vocal performances leave a little bit to be desired, but this is Tate McRae's best album. I think things are looking up. With this Oklou album, I'm gonna side with the fans. I mean, it's pretty much the same score, but 75 seems right to me. It's kind of like an even more atmospheric Imogen Heap vibe. I thought this album was really cool. Seems like neither party really liked the Drake album very much. 46 is a very low score for critics, though. Despite what you might hear from Aubrey's Angels, fans seem to hate this album more than critics, though, and I think it's probably somewhere in between. I think it's just a really low effort Drake album. He has done worse, though. I'm a little surprised to see fans slightly underrating this Sam Fender album. I'm closer to agreeing with the critics here. I think this is one of the best Heartland rock albums ever made. The instrumentals are so lush. I love the vulnerable, intimate songwriting. The guitar tones are crazy. I can't stop saying my praises about this album. Everyone seems to agree that Eusexua is brilliant. I think that FKA Twigs is such a visionary. It's like a trance art pop record. I love it. I honestly think the critics seem to have it right with the Weeknd trilogy. I do think this is the worst of the 3 albums. I still think this album is good. I just think that the fans are overrating it slightly. I think this album would do way better as a 12-track album. I don't think it needs to be this long. Fans are slightly underrating this Ethel Cain album. For a first stab at a drone album, she just knocked it out of the park. Trust me, I know it's not for everybody, but I think it's just a really fascinating, unnerving experience. The critics gave this Bad Bunny album a 90, which I think is slightly overrating it, but 76 also feels too low. Honestly, the more I listen to this Bad Bunny record, the more I think that it's probably his best album ever. I think he really brought his A game in terms of his songwriting, and I think a big reason for that is that this album is clearly a love letter to his country.